Good afternoon and welcome to today's local government education program provided by University of Illinois Extension. My name is Zach Kennedy, Community and Economic Development Specialist for University of Illinois Extension. Before introducing our topic and presenters today, I want to let participants know that for sound quality, we will mute microphones during the presentation. At any time, you should write questions into the chat space. Also, if you have any problems with your connection or audio, add those questions to the chat space as well. We will monitor the chat and I'll relay the questions to our speakers at the end of the presentation. Please note that our participants will receive slides, links, and resources and a link to a recording today's webinar after the webinar is concluded. Today's webinar is about energy efficiency policy and programs in Illinois and is the third in a three-part series. We welcome Jay Solomon from University of Illinois Extension and Amy Populorum, Ashley Harrington, Milo Stefanovic, and Tom Robluski from ComEd. Jay Solomon is an environment and energy stewardship educator, provides leadership in University of Illinois Extension environmental and energy programs in the Northwest Illinois for residents, landowners, and communities. His programming areas include enhancement and protection of natural resources, energy conservation, and alternative energy. As a principal investigator for the Illinois Extension Smart Grid Outreach Grant Project, Jay provides leadership to the statewide program focused on energy literacy education and based around new smart grid technology, energy efficiency, and renewable energy options. His other areas of work include livestock production systems, conservation crop production systems, forest management, and rainwater management strategies for farmers, urban, and rural residents. Amy Populorum is a Senior Energy Efficiency Program Manager at ComEd. In that role, Amy is responsible for outreach management, cohesion, and communications to ensure customers receive maximum value from ComEd's energy efficiency program. Amy holds a BS in journalism from Ohio University and an MBA in marketing management from DePaul University. Ashley Harrington is a Senior Energy Efficiency Program Manager at ComEd. At ComEd, she manages ComEd's standard and street lighting offerings, which provide incentives and programming to businesses and public sector customers for the upgrade of lighting, HVAC, and refrigeration equipment. Ashley has a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Science from DePaul University and a Master's degree in Environmental and Resource Policy from the George Washington University. Milos Stefanovic, Senior Program Manager at ComEd, manages the custom incentive program within ComEd's energy efficiency portfolio. He has more than 13 years of broad experience in the energy industry, having led the design, budgeting, and implementation of energy efficiency projects during his career. Milos is a licensed professional engineer in the state of Illinois and a certified energy manager. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Illinois Chicago and an MBA from DePaul University. Tom Robluski is an engineering manager at Nexence Utilities Service Business Unit and is based in Chicago, Illinois. He is Nexence Program Manager for the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program Outreach Service Provider offering, or OSP offering, to commercial accounts in various market segments of both public and private sectors. Tom collaborates with ComEd program managers, 6 OSP firms, other implementation contractors. His field energy efficiency work presently spans North America from Pacific Northwest through several Midwestern states and the Northeastern US, as well as Ontario and Nova Scotia provinces in Canada. He holds a BS in mechanical engineering from the University of Wisconsin system and has served as an adjunct professor in engineering for engineering curriculum as well. So thanks to all of our presenters for being here. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Jay.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to do that. My role today is to just give you a little bit of a heads up about what U of I Extension is and is doing, and then a little bit about our project within the system and how we relate to this. So, University of Illinois Extension is the public outreach piece of and local face of U of I, University of Illinois, and is present in all the counties across the state. And we're there doing a lot of different programming, as you heard some of the things listed off from me, and a lot of other from youth stuff to adult community development, those kinds of things. But in this case, one of the things we do is some energy efficiency and energy work, and I'm here representing the team, the Illinois Smart Grid Outreach team. There's currently 7 of us out of the state doing some work on this. It's a grant-funded project funded by ISEF, the Illinois Foundation for Science and Energy Innovation. Always leave out a letter in it. And our focus is working with primarily residential folks on how they can connect with the smart grid and make use of the technology that it allows us to have access to. We've kind of focused on energy literacy, energy efficiency, and decision making. And our focus is primarily in rural areas. You see, a couple of us are out here in the far end of the ComEd territory, looking at working with those folks that maybe don't always get a lot of attention out of that. It's a group that we're connected with through our other programming, so it's a natural fit for us. Looking at delivering for our rural, senior, and low-income residents primarily, but we provide the education to anyone who wants to, is interested in it. And we also work with Ameren and ComEd on other energy efficiency and in community energy efficiency projects and at least awareness of the opportunities that are out there. So really glad to have a chance to introduce my team in front of this group and then turn this over to the ComEd group to talk about some of the neat things they're doing in the larger scale industry. So with that, I will turn it over to Amy.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Zach, also for the nice welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amy Populorum, as noted, and I'm the Senior Program Manager of Channels for the Energy Efficiency team on behalf of ComEd. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll find today's webinar informative and useful. Next slide, please. We covered this briefly, but presenting along with me today are Ashley. Ashley manages our standard and streetlight programs. Milo manages our custom agriculture and telecom programs. And Tom works with us via Nexent with our commercial and outreach partners. Next slide. Thank you. So in terms of an agenda, we have a full lineup today, and that includes first a safety message, as we're a very safety conscious company, a high-level overview of the program. That includes ways both public and private sector customers can participate in energy efficiency. We'll bring this closer to home through poll questions and case studies. And we also welcome your questions, which, as noted before, you can enter in the chat function. We'll wrap up with a little information about solar and more details on how to get started. So with that, the safety message of today is a little bit of information about sitting being the new smoking. Thought this was timely as presented recently, but also because we've just come off the official end of summer and kids are back in school and all of that. So we're on the front end of being back inside a lot. And sitting for long periods of time, research shows that it creates many health concerns. It contributes to obesity, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, excess body fat around the waist, cardiovascular disease, cancer. So a lot of things that we all would like to try to avoid. There is a lot of analysis accumulating, though, that if you're spending 60 to 75 minutes of moderately intense physical activity a day, you can counteract those effects of sitting too much. So while more studies needed, it's clear it contributes to better health, getting up and moving. Even leisurely movement can help you burn calories, lose weight, increase your energy, maintain your muscle tone, improve your movability, and just general well-being. So do take time to set time every 30 minutes or so as you're able to get up and take a break. Stand when you can if you're on the phone or watching television. Working at your desk, likewise, stand up often. If you have a standing desk, all the better. Use time out, use meeting time to take a walk with your colleagues. That might be a little bit difficult with our virtual situations right now, but do try to do that when able, once again. And then I think this last one is a little aspirational, but maybe we aren't quite at the pelotons of our workstations yet, but hopefully at some point there will be more opportunities to leverage a computer screen while you're actually standing and doing work. So I see that as more time in the future, but the idea is there to get up and get moving. So thanks for that. Next slide, please. So why does energy efficiency matter? The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is expected to reduce customers' energy consumption by 21.5% by 2030. So when customers save money on their bills, it extends into the community in numerous ways. It frees up capital for reinvestment, it increases profitability, and that in turn stimulates job growth. So there's a trickle-down effect there. Obviously, environmentally, it also helps reduce our carbon footprint. The Illinois Future Energy Jobs Act, or FEJA legislation, calls for robust and increased spending. So right now, through 2021, $352 million a year is spent on energy efficiency improvements. In 2022, it increases to $377 million a year through 2025. And in 2026, it increases to just over 400 million through 2030. So there's a lot of funding out there for customers to take advantage of, and the funds that are paid into the energy efficiency program are available to be used for programs. So that's what we want to help customers do. ComEd offers a wide range of support to help implement energy efficiency across communities. So this includes public facilities such as police, fire, and schools. It includes commercial and industrial facilities, as well as residential and multifamily. After all, we're all residential customers as well. And the FEJA has allowed ComEd to expand offerings for business, residential, and income eligible customers in underserved communities as well. So what have we achieved? Since ComEd first launched their energy efficiency program in 2008, we've saved $5 billion on customer bills, and that number continues to rise. And to help customers identify energy and cost-saving opportunities, we've completed over 400,000 energy facility assessments, provided over 977,000 rebates, and provided over 1.3 billion in financial incentives for energy and cost-saving projects. We're very proud of the offerings we're able to provide to help save customers energy and money. This is a customer-funded program, so anyone in the ComEd footprint is paying into this fund. There's a line item on your ComEd bills that goes toward the energy efficiency program, and our team is dedicated to helping customers identify, develop, and implement energy and cost-saving projects. Next slide, thank you. So while we're focusing more today on public sector and business offerings, ComEd does offer an array of residential offerings, and they include 5 key areas: free home energy or free home assessments, rebates for your home, which include appliances, smart thermostats, heating and cooling equipment, discounts on lighting, power strips, and air purifiers, window air conditioning unit and dehumidifier pickup, and access to My Account online so that you can manage your energy. And again, we're all residential customers, so it's another area for us to take advantage of. In terms of income eligible offerings, ComEd has offerings tailored to meet the needs of income eligible customers. And they include upgrades for single family, multifamily, and public housing authorities, affordable housing new construction, instant discounts on lighting, HVAC and battery chargers, and LED lighting distribution and energy saving kits at food pantries. For public and private sector offerings, we similarly span 4 key areas, including free facility assessments, a wide variety of energy efficiency incentives, to improve energy efficiency at your facility. We'll be getting into more of that detail. Instant discounts on lighting, HVAC and battery chargers, and online tools to help you track and manage your energy. So with that, it's time for our first poll. So which of these are the most motivating factors for your facility to pursue energy efficiency? Is it A, sustainability to be a greener community, B, to reduce costs, C, to reduce energy consumption, or D, to achieve improved comfort, safety, and aesthetics? And we'll give you a moment here to vote. We'll give it another few seconds here. Okay, so in terms of answers, not surprisingly, reduced costs is the highest at just under 60%. Another third of you are concerned about sustainability, and the remainder are focused on reducing energy consumption. So the good news is that improved comfort, safety, and aesthetics are what we call non-energy benefits, perhaps, and those are all, you're going to gain those regardless of the other three choices. So with that, I'd like to hand the presentation over to Ashley Harrington.
Great, thanks, Amy. And if we could go to the next slide, please. Excellent. So as discussed, ComEd's energy efficiency program provides a wide range of energy efficiency programming and services. However, you're probably asking, what do these programs mean for me and where do I get started? One good way to get started in the ComEd program is by getting a free facility assessment. As part of the assessment, a ComEd energy engineer will perform a walkthrough of your facility with your building staff and discuss your day-to-day operations. The assessment takes a few hours to complete, and at the end of the assessment, our ComEd engineer will send you a customized energy assessment report on energy efficiency opportunities, along with identifying annual energy and cost savings with simple payback and incentive amounts. ComEd facility assessments are great, not only because they can inform you about immediate opportunities, but the report can serve as a roadmap in helping you budget improvements over time. During this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, I want to inform you, we are providing both virtual and in-person facility assessments. And to request a ComEd facility assessment, please contact us at comed.com/facility assessment. Thank you. So what kind of energy efficiency opportunities may be found in my facility, you might ask? Indoor and outdoor LED lighting improvements are one of the most common energy efficiency measures implemented through the program. In fact, over 70% of our energy efficiency incentives we provide are for lighting upgrades. On the indoor front, facilities typically have assorted lighting types, including linear fluorescence in common spaces, high bay or fluorescence in gyms, and assorted screw-in and ceiling wall mounting fixtures, which are commonly found in classrooms and offices. More efficient LED technologies are available for these common upgrades, which can lead to significant cost savings. If we could go to the next slide, please. So for example, take this lighting case study as one example. Through this project, a customer upgraded their interior lighting in a warehouse and is saving an estimated $44,000 in annual energy costs. The energy project had a less than 1 years energy savings payback after receiving ComEd incentives, which is a really terrific cost savings for the customer. Now it's important to recognize not all lighting projects will have such a low payback due to numerous factors such as the wattage of lights you're installing or the hours of operation of your building. But the takeaway message is that LED upgrades can drive significant energy cost savings, as well as benefits such as providing brighter lights or reduced maintenance costs through longer lifetime hours. Great. Now we could move to the next slide, please. Thanks. ComEd has a couple different incentives available for lighting upgrades, depending on what type of lighting project you're implementing. For example, if you're looking to upgrade your lamps and not the lighting fixture itself, you can go through our instant discounts offering. As part of this offering, you could buy your bulb replacements from an approved distributor who will take the incentive off the list price of your product. The program runs really similar to the one on the residential side, in which you might be familiar with, in which you go to your local hardware store and you'll see a sign that says ComEd Instant Discount will be applied at the register. What's really great about this offering is there's no application paperwork, and all you need to do is buy your products from an approved distributor to get that discount. And below is a link of products eligible for our Instant Discounts program. And for more information and a list of eligible distributors, please see the links below. Okay, next one. Outside our Instant Discounts offering, customers can receive incentives for both their indoor and outdoor lighting needs through our standard offering, in which we provide a fixed incentive for your lighting project. The standard lighting incentive for both indoor and outdoor lighting incentives is 50 cents per watt reduced. And outdoor lighting upgrades in particular can provide a great way to save energy, as well as provide other benefits such as providing brighter lights for added security. Next slide, please.
Sure. Sorry.
Great. For municipal customers on the call, I also want to mention ComEd provides incentives for upgrading your municipal-owned street lighting. LED streetlights provide similar benefits to other exterior lighting upgrades. Additionally, brighter lights can also improve vehicle safety. The ComEd incentive for streetlight upgrades is 70 cents per watt reduced. And if you wouldn't mind going to the next slide, please. Great. And on this slide, you can see that ComEd will pay up to 75% of your project, which includes material and external labor. And on the left, you'll see a sample incentive for a street lighting project, in which we paid a municipality $150 per fixture for LED street lighting project, which is a really great deal. Next slide, please. In addition to lighting incentives, ComEd offers a wide range of HVAC incentives for customers too. Some of these opportunities include incentives for optimizing your rooftop units, installing variable speed drives on your pumps and fans, and replacing your existing chillers with higher efficient units. Next slide, please. On this slide, you'll see a case study on an HVAC project for the Illinois Department of Corrections Statesville project. And as part of this project, the Statesville Correction Facility had a failing DX cooling system, and ComEd provided $234,000 in incentives to help them install 4 new air-cooled chillers and 29 variable speed drives to optimize the use and control of their equipment. Next slide, please. All right, we've got our second poll question. So the question asks, what is your facility's biggest barrier to pursuing energy efficiency projects? So I've got a couple options here. A, innovation and change create inks. In other words, perhaps your workplace is not known for innovation, and the common mantra might be, if it's not broken, don't fix it. B, there's too much uncertainty with projected savings. C, lack of funding. D, lack of staff time or bandwidth or expertise, or other. And you could put in any other comments in the chat section. Okay. Now with the COVID pandemic going on, we understand that many businesses and institutions, lack of funding is now more of an issue more than ever, and will be now and for many months and possibly years to come. All right. Does everyone get their vote in?
We're at 42%.
All right. So it looks like, not too surprising, lack of funding was the most popular answer to this question, followed by lack of staff time, bandwidth, or expertise. So thank you, everybody, for your feedback.
Okay.
Great. Next, I want to introduce my colleague, Milos Stefanovic. Milos?
Thank you, Ashley. Hello, everyone. With the next few slides, I'm going to give you an overview of custom offering, as well as a few sample projects that we recently did. Next slide, please. So if you have an opportunity, energy efficiency opportunity, which doesn't fit into any already discussed energy efficiency offerings, custom is a way to go. Generally speaking, custom offering provides incentives for complex and unique projects. We like to say that there is no project too big or too small for custom offering. And if it will save the energy, then we can most likely find a way to provide an energy efficiency incentive for it. Some of the examples that we recently did through custom offering and incentivized include installing regenerative, previous slide, sorry.
Sorry.
Installing regenerative drives for efficient power to efficiently power your building elevator banks, lighting on new construction facilities, or if you're repurposing the space, and procedural changes for optimal energy usage are a few of the examples. Similar to other offerings, custom projects require a pre-application, so please do not sign the purchase order or buy the equipment before you receive the reservation letter from us. Our OSPs can also help you get started with the application, and ComEd energy engineers will calculate the savings and incentive. I also want to mention that the actual savings are measured and verified after the project is completed, and this is the main driver for us determining the incentive for your project. Next slide, please. In addition to previously covered examples, here is a list of the most common custom projects and measures that we see that we've seen through the past couple of years, like refrigeration systems, hydraulic upgrades, brake upgrades, compressed stairs, variable frequency drives for large motors, economizers, elevators, process enhancement systems, such as if, let's say, you're producing widgets, and if you can produce more widgets with the same amount of energy, custom is a way to go. We also support water and wastewater treatment facilities, combined heat and power, and specialty lighting projects. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to provide 3 high-level examples which we incentivized recently through custom offering. The first one shown in this slide is associated with installing a variable frequency drive with an industrial facility for a screw machine, where the customer received almost $50,000, and the payback for this project was less than 2 years. Next slide. Another example is associated with the elevators and regenerative drives which were installed within them. This particular example was associated with an incentive of approximately $30,000 a customer received, and the payback of about 5 years. Next slide. The last example is about the project, which was a little bit more complex in nature, and we like to call it a true custom project, but resulted in a good savings for the customer and incentive. This was a free cooling for the manufacturing facility. The facility is about 20,000 square foot facility, which received an approximately $24,000 from ComEd in terms of the incentive, and with the payback of less than 2 years. With this, I'm going to turn it over to Tom.
Thank you, Milos, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom Robleski, and it's a pleasure to be able to present to you today. I am going to cover ComEd Energy Efficiency Program has many, many offerings. We've got something for every type of customer, every building type, and as we mentioned earlier on, both public and private sector. So I'm going to cover a plethora of additional energy efficiency offerings from ComEd. Beginning with our small business offering. The small business offering serves customers that have a peak demand of 100 kW or less, including customers with multiple facilities. As you can see from this list, the small business offering handles a broad array of business types in the private sector and their associated energy efficiency opportunities. This program is largely driven by a network of trained energy efficiency service providers, and they complete about 8,000 projects per year. Small business also offers free facility assessments that are performed by that qualified energy efficiency service provider, and it's a great place for small businesses to begin with that free assessment. Here you can see the most common types of energy saving measures or areas of applicability with the intent to address every energy efficiency opportunity in that small business. This offering includes some direct install measures, meaning that the service provider will install new energy efficient equipment while on site. And we've got contact information to get started today if that's your specialty, small business. Next, I'd like to talk about something that's very parallel to small business, and that's public small facilities. As a complement to the small business offering, ComEd serves the small public facilities through the Public Small Facilities Energy Efficiency offering. Here again, the offering is designed to help customers that have a peak demand of 100 kilowatts or less, and it serves a diverse array of smaller public buildings, such as those indicated here. Under the small public facilities offering, facilities are encouraged to begin with a free energy assessment. Again, that's performed by a qualified service provider. Customers receive enhanced incentives for measures versus larger customers, just like small businesses. Some measures can be directly installed by the EESP, the service provider, while on site. And here's some contact information to get started today if you are in a or associated with a small public facility. Early on, Amy addressed that under FEJA, we would be reaching out to help distressed communities. And one offering from ComEd is specifically titled Public Buildings in Distressed Communities, and we abbreviate that PBDC. ComEd understands the challenges faced by distressed communities, and the public buildings located in these distressed communities are eligible to participate in this offering, within which the customer may qualify for these enhanced services and incentives. The PBDC offering is intended to take on the barrier of high cost of doing modifications, and we do that by significantly reducing or eliminating the cost of assessment identified energy efficiency opportunities. And that includes items that you see here, such as an HVAC system tune-up, which may be no or low cost, or there may be a direct installed measure. And this applies also for under-maintained rooftop units, as well as split or DX systems. HVAC optimization, again, involves lower no-cost measures and some direct installation. And then these lighting kits, they're very popular. They're no cost to the customer. The customer installs them. And the only catch there is they must be installed within 30 days of product delivery. The PBDC offering has eligibility based on their location and their definition as a distressed community. And this map shows a snapshot of where they're located. And the easiest way to determine your community's eligibility is to visit our website, comed.com/eligible map. You'll find whether your community is considered distressed or not. And we've also got contact information for the implementation contractor for that, if your building is located in a distressed community. Now then, I'm going to run through this kind of quickly. There's a lot of detail here. Other program offerings include, from a broad perspective, building optimization. And this is a service provider driven program offering where ComEd pays for the assessment. And we have two major categories under building optimization, both intended to provide energy savings with less than or equal to a 1.5 year simple payback. We offer retro commissioning, which is study-based, and that will be that'll involve a kind of a long commitment, say anywhere from 4 months to a year. And through ComEd's retro commissioning program offering, an engineer will spend extended time reviewing the current operations and performance of existing equipment and systems in your building to identify opportunities for energy savings. The goal here is to identify optimization and control strategies with paybacks less than 1.5 years. These measures include things like scheduling of equipment, automation of equipment set points, and in some cases, incentives are available for implementing these strategies, in addition to the customer realizing annual energy savings. Virtual commissioning is quite a bit like retro commissioning. The only difference is that it's done remote-based. It relies on the data supplied by a smart meter, and a remote engineer will actually benchmark what the building's energy usage should be for its size and for the intended space use, and then we'll work via telephone or email communications with your facility manager or a building engineer to identify where the waste is occurring, and then they'll talk them through set point changes, scheduling changes to optimize the energy use, and that's virtual commissioning. The new construction offering, the main thing that we want to convey here is get us involved as early as possible in the design phase. So under new construction, ComEd offers technical assistance as well as incentives for new construction or major renovation to buildings. There's an eligibility threshold here that the building or the renovation must be a minimum of at least 5,000 square feet. We like to get engaged as early as possible in the design so that we can influence those design changes. And then those design changes must exceed the current Illinois Energy Conservation Code requirements to be eligible for incentives. So in other words, ComEd is incentivizing you to go above and beyond code requirements for energy conservation. In addition to that, we ask that the renovation address at least 2 primary building systems out of the following 3: building envelope, primary HVAC, and/or lighting. And you can certainly engage all 3 of those building systems. Moving on, industrial customers can take advantage of the standard and custom opportunities that you heard about earlier from Ashley and Milo. In addition, customers are eligible to participate and strongly encouraged to participate in study-based optimization, in which ComEd will fund the cost of an engineer or a team of engineers to review industrial processes and the associated equipment energy usage and identify measures that will improve or optimize the operation. And here again, we're looking at items that will have a simple payback of less than 1.5 years. During the course of that engineering study, we may also identify capital intensive measures that will refer over to the standard or custom program offering for additional ComEd incentives. Also on this list of additional offerings, the agriculture offering targets the full vertical market from farm to table, including farms, greenhouses, indoor agriculture facilities, on-site processing facilities, and even residential farms. Agriculture offering features personalized energy advisors and energy efficiency service providers that provide continuous customer support, and they too offer a free walkthrough assessment to identify opportunities. Moving on, the telecom offering from ComEd applies to customers who are telecommunications service providers, internet service providers, cable providers, broadcasters, and public sector communications providers. Telecom offering provides industry experts to assist customers with free facility assessments and energy planning. as well as savings-based incentives to help customers increase reliability, improve efficiency, and reduce costs without adversely affecting operations. That's an important takeaway. And finally on this list, strategic energy management, or SEM for short, involves ideally about 10 to 12 similar type customers joining a cohort. For example, a K through 12 school or K through 12 school district is one example of a cohort. And what they'll do is they'll work with a strategic energy management professional over a period of 12 to 14 months to identify and improve behavioral and operational measures that have little to no cost. So I know that's quite a bit of material there, but those are additional offerings that we wanted to expose you to today. And now I'd like to shift gears and talk about a little bit about tracking and managing your energy. And the first item I'm going to speak about is something called the Business Energy Analyzer, or BEA. So the BEA is one of several tools that ComEd has for you to monitor and control your energy usage. As Lord Kelvin once said, if you can't measure it, you can't control it. And that's what energy efficiency is all about. So the Business Energy Analyzer is a free analysis tool for all customers, offering reports, dashboards, and other features. The Energy Usage Data tool helps customers with multi-tenant buildings so that they can aggregate and track compliance with building ordinances. Another resource here is the Smart Returns Voluntary Load Reduction Program for commercial customers. Under the Smart Returns Voluntary Load Reduction Program, customers can earn financial rewards for voluntarily reducing electricity use during peak usage periods. It's a truly voluntary offering, and there are no penalties if you can't participate. This program is open to all business customers, regardless of their electric supplier. And I've got 3 links here showing you ComEd.com/BEA for the Business Energy Analyzer, EnergyUsageData.com, and then Smart Returns at ExelonCorp.com. Speaking of the Business Energy Analyzer, I wanted to do a little bit deeper dive here in that one of the outputs of this will show you what we refer to as a demand heat map for your building. And it will it'll highlight when things are running 24/7 by the use of the redder the color, the more it's running, or the higher the energy usage is. And usually we can use this data to pinpoint how the building is operating. And an example of this is, let's say that your building is vacant during certain days or during certain hours, right? And yet you see that high usage continuing to go. Well, you can zero in on, is there equipment running that is unnecessary? On the right-hand side of this slide, you'll see a dashboard that you can access by using the energy tracking report. And once again, here's the link at the bottom of this slide to sign up quickly and easily. To do that, all you need is your existing or your ComEd account number and your zip code, which you enter at ComEd.com/BEA. Now, once we had a president who said, we're going to build a pipeline to the sun. I don't know if any of you remember that or not, but ComEd is very interested in solar energy as well. And we know that many of our customers are too. And up to this point, we've talked quite a bit about energy efficiency. So before closing, we want to share with you and provide a brief overview on solar and what we call My Green Power Connection. Solar energy is abundant and renewable. It produces 0 emissions, and it can help you decrease your carbon footprint while offering you energy bill credits. Regardless of whether you are interested in solar for your home or business, you can do the following: install solar panels at your home or your business, purchase solar energy from a third-party community solar, not sourced from or installed at your facility. And what we do is encourage you to visit our website at comed.com/solar. You can learn more and take advantage of our interactive solar calculator at that site. The solar calculator will walk you through options step by step. Explore your solar options at comed.com/solar. A web page that features additional solar educational videos and materials is available at comed.com/solarinfo. And then this is a pictorial of how community solar works. And so what you can see, if you're wondering how this works, the best way is to visit this YouTube video, and we've got a link to it at the bottom. We're not going to show it today, but we encourage you to obtain the link when you receive these slides from this presentation. And basically, there are 5 abbreviated steps. 1 is to join. 2 is to identify with community solar. 3 is producing the energy. The 4th step is energy delivery to home and business. And the last step is receiving those bill credits. I mentioned the link to the solar calculator, and that's available at comed.com/calculator. That's on the website. It's designed as an educational tool to indicate potential value and to help inform your decisions about solar. So in closing, we again want to thank you for your time today. Just remember how easy it is to get started. ComEd has resources available to help, and that's both through personnel, through the outreach network, through implementation contractors, engaged energy efficiency service providers, tools, and incentives to help with the cost of making energy efficiency possible. Simply contact ComEd online or by phone to get started today. And now it's my pleasure to move into questions and answers. And so we'll monitor the chat here.
Great. Thank you to all our presenters for the wonderful information. As Tom mentioned, we invite you to go ahead and put your questions in the chat space, should you have any. Just to get us started, so Tom, for instance, with the Business Energy Analyzer, is that something that a public facility could take advantage of as well? Or is
yes, absolutely. That works for buildings, whether they're public sector, private sector, and you'll obtain that dashboard and the demand heat map using Building Energy Analyzer, and we can even have someone that can help you through that if you're in need of some instruction.
Excellent. Thanks for clarifying that. Another question, might be: is it possible to do multiple facility assessments in one day, or within a program year? So any of our guests or any of our speakers that would like to address that?
Sure. Yeah, this is Ashley Harrington again. And yes, you could have multiple ComEd assessments performed for multiple buildings at a time. Also, too, it's just important to note, we generally recommend a follow-up facility assessment on your facility every 2 years. But yes, if you have additional buildings you'd like us to take a look at, please let us know and submit a request.
Excellent, thank you. And we did have a question that came up in the chat. They're asking if residential assessments are both virtual and in person also right now.
The residential ones are virtual, I believe, at this time.
Great, thanks for answering. So how can a customer determine if their project qualifies for a custom offering? Milos, did you want to address that?
Sure. Hi everyone. This is Milos again. So as we mentioned before, roughly speaking, there are 2 ways to determine the eligibility for custom program and incentives. The good thing is, I like to say, is both of these approaches are free of charge, and there's also no commitment from the customer. The first one, as we alluded earlier, and Ashley also mentioned, is the facility assessment, which is, again, free of charge, no commitment, where our engineers would visit your facility. They would do a walk around, have a meeting with your operating facility managers, and at the end of the day, we would produce the report where we would summarize the energy efficiency projects, associated incentives, estimated incentives amount, and simple payback period. Another approach we can also help you with is something new that we've developed for custom program, which is a custom intake form. This is on-demand form, so all you need to do is send us an email. We'll send you back a 2-page document, really simple to fill out, and it shouldn't take you more than half an hour to an hour to fill it out, where in reality you need to provide us in terms of what your existing equipment is, what you're thinking of buying, and then we can take it from there and help you out in terms of, hey, this may be a good opportunity for custom. These are the things you could do to receive the incentive and so forth. But generally speaking, these are the two ways to help you guys out. But as Tom has mentioned in the last slide, shoot us an email, give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys with any projects you have on mind.
Great, thank you. So if a business or community were looking to do a major renovation at one of their facilities, and at the same time they were considering building a new facility, is there an offering that they could qualify for?
I'll take that one. That would fall under the new construction offering, and whether it's a new, they're thinking about building a new facility or renovating an existing, it's the same people that would get involved with them. So feel free to reach out to us, and we'll get them connected to the right folks for the new construction offering.
We had a question in the chat. Is there an EE kit that consumers can call and get mailed to their homes for free?
This is Ashley. Yeah, I will follow up after this call about our residential kits. I just need to talk to get the information from my colleagues. We do have business kits available, but I just need to find out more details, unless any of my colleagues could provide information right now.
And Ashley, would it be advisable for them to just send you an email afterwards? Is that question?
Sure.
Okay.
Or I could send the information to you after I get the information.
Excellent. Did anybody else have any questions that we'd like to pose for our presenters? If there aren't, I think we may have a poll question that we hope folks can just provide us some quick feedback about the program. So you should see the poll there on your screen, just asking basically, does this program increase your knowledge about ComEd's energy efficiency programs? If you don't mind clicking and letting us know.
Please, somebody vote for a lot.
While you're responding to that poll, I just again like to thank our presenters and thank our participants for participating in today's webinar. And we hope you'll be able to join us at noon on Tuesday, September 29th, where we will host a webinar presented by representatives from the International Trade and Small Business Development Centers. And specifically, they're going to be doing an Illinois Cures Act update. You will receive information about this upcoming webinar in the follow-up email that you received today. And you may also visit our website for this and future webinars at go.illinois.edu/LGE. And again, you're going to be provided with a link to today's recording as well as the slides in that follow-up email. So thanks again to all our presenters, and thanks to you all who tuned in to listen and for your interest. And I hope everyone has a great day.